Hello and welcome to another episode of Eronga Talk. I'm your host, Irene Marie van der Walt, and today I am joining you from the American corner here in Quisepmund, Walvis Bay. In today's episode, we bring you a lovely interview with Nadine Ferry of the Scientific Society of Swakopmund. She's a curator at the Swakopmund Museum, and she is going to tell us about the upcoming Namibian Heritage Week. As always, we will bring you the news, weather and tides, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. And now it is time for your news. In our first story for today, the Namibian Ports Authority recently hosted 16 young Namibians on an industrial tour of its Walvis Bay facilities. The marine engineering students from the Namibian University of Science and Technology, colloquially known as NUST, are currently visiting other companies in Walvis Bay to gain practical training as part of the experiential academic requirements. The students were exposed to the engineering aspects of the maritime industry during their visit to Namport. As part of the Namibian Port Authority's quest to develop and nurture maritime skills from a young age, Namport initiated the Catch Them Young Maritime Scheme in 2013. The scheme aims to foster a strong interest among young Namibians to embark on a maritime career, explained Elias Muenyu, a Namport executive for commercial services. Muenyu said in order to realize this, the entity entered into an agreement with the Law Hill Maritime Centre, which is part of the Simonstown School in Cape Town. And then in our second story for today, Tutaleni Primary School received a donation valued at $12,500 Namibian from Ketameku Fishing on Monday. The donation includes a full desktop computer setup, a printer, as well as the required software. In addition to the equipment, the school also used some of the money to fix stoves in their kitchen. Neville Johannes, a chairperson of Ketameku Fishing, said that education carries development in the country. One of our objectives as a fishing company is the upliftment of schools in our community. In line with our vision and mission, this donation is part of our corporate social responsibility. We hope it has a great impact and allows you to continue learning with a little more ease. Then in our third and final story for today, the Namibian education sector has been pushed to an extent never seen before due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Months of schooling disrupted almost 600,000 learners. According to a study conducted by the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, it's UNICEF, in 2020, online learning can only reach 13,000 of Namibia's learners, with only 29% and 11% of domestic households having access to the internet and a TV, respectively. This glaring inequity called for ingenuity and swift action by both the state and private sectors, as the world's youth, especially those representing our demographic dividends, Africa's so-called new gold, oil and diamonds, was constrained and their progress jeopardized. Namibia Media Holdings' education project coordinator Shana Botha elaborated on the pandemic's local impact on learning. The pandemic continues to affect children and will possibly do so for the coming years as well. This is causing children to have a nearly 2-year delay in their education. According to the Education Minister, Anna Nkupondoka, only 2% of the total population of all pupils in state and private schools in Namibia were able to access the ministry's e-learning platforms during lockdown. This inspired the idea to distribute educational material in the form of workbooks across the country. The result was a collaboration between the Ministry and Namibia Media Holdings. The parties worked hand in hand and designed, printed and distributed thousands of workbooks to children from pre-primary to grade 7. Due to the relatively low cost of printing on newsprint and the NMH distribution team already delivering to almost all corners of the country, books are printed and distributed along with newspapers every day in a cost-effective manner. We've been able to get over 6 million high-quality syllabus-based booklets to learners across the country since the start of the education project last year, Botha said. So if you could see the smile on my face, we are extremely proud to be collaborating with the Ministry of Education in this way. So you can read more on our education booklets and so much more at our website. That's www.erongo.com.na. It's www.erongo.com.na. And that concludes your news for today.
Yes, the 2021 edition of the Namibia Heritage Week is just around the corner, and we are in the company of Nadine Piri, the curator. Well done, well done. Recently appointed curator. Yes, of the Swakopmund Museum and a representative of the Scientific Society Swakopmund. And she'll be telling us more about the upcoming event. Welcome to Erongo Talk, Nadine. And how are you?
Thank you so much. I'm doing well.
So give us a brief background about the event.
Okay, so years ago, the National Museum actually decided to do something for heritage.
Yes.
And they wanted to do a one-day event on Museums Day. But the National Heritage Council picked it up, and it was decided to do it on a national scale, but instead of doing it just on the Museum Day, we call it the National Heritage Week.
Yes.
So this is an event that happens all over Namibia, not just in the Erongo region.
Okay.
And basically all the institutions that have to do with heritage and culture come together to plan this exciting week.
Wow. Now what is heritage?
Heritage. Heritage is basically anything that has to do with our cultures, and we have so many beautiful cultures in Namibia.
Indigenous nations, we have regions, we really have a lot going for us.
Exactly. But also, what is the history of these cultures? So that is what heritage is.
Wow.
To basically preserve the rich history of our people. So what are the dresses? What are their headdresses? Where do they come from? What do they mean? What is their languages about? We want the stories, and we want to preserve these stories for the future generations.
Brilliant, brilliant. So what is going to be different about this year's event?
Well, we know that the COVID pandemic is still very much rampant, and usually we found that we plan something and then it gets spoiled because we have to change our plans.
Yes.
So this year we decided, you know what, we're going to do it differently, we're going to go online. So we did a lot of recording of videos.
Yes.
But at the same time we thought, how can we get the general public also more involved? So we have an exciting competition going on where you can send your pictures of your cultural heritage or your dresses, what you wear, and the story behind it. And
colorful stuff.
Yes, and there's exciting prizes to be won.
Yes. So tell us about this year's event program opening.
Well, the opening is going to be a fun-filled event. We have some very exciting speakers they are going to come. But if you want to find out who the speakers are, you will have to come to the opening or tune in, because we're going to be live streaming for the first time as well, which we're very excited about, because it's something new for us.
Out of the box.
Exactly.
Adapting.
Yes. And we're going to have some cultural performances as well.
Very good.
So it's going to be fun.
It's free of charge.
It's free of charge.
Wow.
All you have to do is be here at 9:30 and come and enjoy and have some fun at the museum.
Be here, right here at the museum.
Exactly.
In Swakopmund.
Yes.
Wonderful. So tell us about the program. You've lined up a loaded program spread through 1 week. What can people look forward to for the duration of the event, which will be taking place under the theme Fashion, the threads that binds us together?
All right. So, like I said before, we have recorded a number of videos. But after the opening, a couple of hours later, we're going to have our first workshop. And the workshop is going to be hosted online by Kostef. And they are going to do a t-shirt workshop for adults. So let's see how you can upcycle those old t-shirts of yours.
The old t-shirts.
Yes. So let's see what they come up with.
Wow.
Then the very next day, we're going to continue with a workshop, also done by Kostef, about upcycling old shopping bags for kids.
Wow.
Then later on that day, I'm going to present a part about the equipa. Did you know that that is a very precious jewel in one of the cultures?
The equipa?
Yes, and we're going to talk about it and where it comes from and how it...
What is the equipa?
Well, like I said, it's a very precious jewel, but you will have to tune into that video. Don't miss it.
I'm going to make sure. I'm going to be there to find out more about this equipa.
Very good.
Wow.
That afternoon, we're going to hit another workshop with Kostef about leather accessories. Then the very next day, we're going to go over into headdresses, and we're going to talk about the ikori. And the ikori, what is it? Why is it a traditional Namibian dress? How was it used? Where was it used? And the story
behind it. Is it a
behind
headdress?
Yes.
Then it must be related to the herreros.
Yes.
I know something about culture.
Very good. And then next, we're going to take you on a journey of a forgotten way of communication. And that is the ostrich bead shell bead.
Wow.
And how it was used in the past.
To communicate.
And how it communicated some things to other people, yes.
Sent messages.
Yes. If you saw someone with an ostrich bead shell, you could know a lot of things about that person.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, tune in for that video. It's going to be exciting.
And unlike Messenger and WhatsApp.
Yes.
But it still got the message across. And I think without the technicalities,
yes.
Internet.
Without being complicated.
Yes.
Without having to worry that you're offline.
Brilliant. Yes.
And then on Friday, our famous Captain Salvador is coming back.
Who is Captain Salvador?
Well, Captain Salvador has been with us for 2 editions already. We did a marine exhibition with him. We talked about that. And then on another occasion last year, we had the Spanish influenza with him. We did the shot there. But this year, we're actually going on a glass bead journey. So tune in, because Captain Salvador and I also get lost.
Wow.
So check out how we get lost.
Interesting stuff.
And then the next day, we're going to take you on a photographic memory of forgotten and unique fashion. So that will also be my special exhibition that will open up during Heritage Week. We have a wide variety of fashion items on photo that we are going to show to the public. And there is something very special. I am introducing one of my hidden talents in that video. So please listen and let me know what you think.
Now, how big is this photo exhibition?
It's not that big. It's going to be about a host of 50 to 60 photographs.
That's massive. It's massive. Yes.
So we're very excited because we're going to show off all the cultures that we can and how beautiful and colorful they are. So we're very, very excited about that. And then after that, it's almost finished. We're going to have a fashion show online by Kostef, where they're going to take photos of all the workshops and the creations that people have created during these workshops, and they're going to do a little photo fashion show for us, and that will be released later that week. And then the winner of our photo competition will be revealed, and a video will be placed online so you can see of all the people that participated.
Okay, so the photo competition, what are you looking for in this competition?
So basically what we're looking at is something original from you showing off your fashion in your culture. So if you have a pretty picture of you in your traditional dress,
I know the numbers are very colorful.
yes, then send it to us. Come, give it a shot. I mean,
Guerreros.
Yes. Come, give it a shot. See
The
what you...
Oshivambo
Yes.
dresses and stuff like that.
And just a tip, the more colorful it is, the better your chances of winning.
Yeah, you got it. You've got it. And now finally, Nadine, are you done with the program?
Yes.
Okay, so what would you like to tell Namibians out there?
You know what? Namibians are just truly amazing. We have a rich heritage, we have a rich culture, and something that's very important for us as the Swakopmund Museum, for me as the curator, is to preserve this heritage. So during Heritage Week, feel free to come and pop in, come talk to me about your heritage, come talk to me about your culture. I would love to hear these stories, because Namibia is full of oral history.
Yes.
But we also need to preserve it written down. So please, please, please reach out to us. Come and have a chat with us. Come be part of the competition. Just feel free.
Yes.
Swakopmund Museum is always there for you.
Yes. You're going to also do some tours of the museum.
Yes, there will be guided tours, especially focusing on the fashion part of the museum. So normal entrance fees apply, plus an extra $40 per person. So the entrance fees are $30 for adults, $25 for pensioners, $25 for students, and $10 for kids between 6 and 15 years of age. And anyone who is below 6 years of age is free of charge.
Wonderful.
So bring your kids.
Okay. So Namibians, there you have it. You can catch the program on our Facebook page. That's the Rongo Facebook page. We're going to share all the details, when things are happening, where things are happening, and we might even join you for some of the stuff happening here at the museum.
Oh, please do.
Thank you so much, Nadine.
Thanks for having me.
Our study tip for today is that mistakes are okay as long as you can learn from them.
And now it's time for your weather and tides in Walvis Bay and all the other major towns in the Eronga region. In your weather for today, Walvis Bay expects a maximum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a south-southwesterly direction at about 15 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 2 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 4 minutes to 7 tonight. Swakopmund expects a maximum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a south-southwesterly direction at 13 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 2 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 4 minutes to 7 tonight. Henties Bay expects a maximum temperature of 16 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 17 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. Sunrise was this morning at 1 minute to 7 and sunset is expected at 3 minutes to 7 tonight. Wind direction for the day is a southerly direction at about 15 kilometers per hour. Arandis expects a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a south-southwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 4 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 6 minutes to 7 tonight. Osakos expects a maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a southerly direction at about 9 kilometers per hour today. Sunrise was this morning at 6 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 8 minutes to 7 tonight. Karibab expects a maximum temperature of 32 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a south-southwesterly direction at about 9 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 7 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 9 minutes to 7 tonight. Omaruru expects a maximum temperature of 34 degrees Celsius for today with a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. The wind will blow in a south-southwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour today. Sunrise was this morning at 8 minutes to 7 and sunset is expected at 9 minutes to 7 tonight. So that unfortunately brings us to the end of another episode of Eronga Talk. It was wonderful being in your company today. So remember that you don't have to miss us too much until tomorrow because you can check out the stories we discussed earlier and so much more on our website. That's at www.eronga.com.na. That's www.eronga.com.na. And if you want to let us know what's happening in your town and in your community or get in touch for advertisement opportunities, you can do so at 0811 7040. That's 0811 7040. So until tomorrow, remember to wear your mask, sanitize your hands, maintain social distancing, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And if you get the time, remember that you can enjoy this beauty by the wonderful Maya Angelou here at the American Corner in Walvis Bay. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to get cracking. So we'll see you again tomorrow.